welcoming the arrival of our distinguished VVIPs. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up. Mr. Akmal bin Adnan, Head of Center Studies for the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, Dr. Norizan Othman, Consultant Psychiatrist of Oriental Malacca Straits Medical Center, Ms. Chan Kahmun, Clinical Psychologist of Oriental Malacca Straits Medical Center, Madam Sharini Shira binti Abdul Hamid, Senior Lecturer who is also today's event advisor, followed by the respected lecturers and guests. We will now begin by singing Negaraku, Melaka Maju Jaya and Wawasan Setia Warga UiTM. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a seat. Before we begin, your safety and comfort are our top priorities. So I would like to take a moment to go over some important safety reminders. First and foremost, in case of any emergency, please take note of the 4 emergency exits located at the back of the hall. For any medical concerns or emergencies, please call the nearest event members for a first aid kit. You can use the first emergency exit to go directly to the restrooms. To ensure everyone's comfort, we kindly ask everyone to keep your mobile phones in silent mode during the program. Thank you for your cooperation. Next, let us seek blessings from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala with an opening prayer to be led by Sharifuddin bin Samuti. With great respect, we invite him to the stage.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه الأجمعين اللهم إنك خلاق العظيم إنك سميع عليم إنك غفور رحيم إنك رب العرش العظيم. O Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, only to you belong all praise. Only to you is the one who deserves all praise. To you is the one who deserves all thanks, and to you is the one who owns all dominion. Allahumma ya Karim ya Rahim, pour out your grace and mercy upon the gathering of Thrive and Heal, a journey to mental wellness event which is being held today. Bless this event from beginning to the end. Ya Zal Jalali wal Ikram, we also seek refuge in you from all things that can taint our gathering, and from all things that can distract us from obeying you. And to you we belong. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أبنا وإليك المصير ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
For the prayer recitation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today's event is organized to raise awareness about mental health and providing practical strategies for maintaining mental well-being. We hope that this event will bring benefits and success to all involved. It is with great honor that we now invite Mr. Akmal bin Adnan, Head of Center Studies for the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, to deliver the opening speech.
Alamin asrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa khabar semua? Salam Melakaku, maju jaya, rakyat bahagia, mendamai dunia. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Dr. Norizan Osman, consultant psychiatrist, Ms. Chan Kahmun, or more popularly known as Ms. Siti, our clinical psychologists, and all their team members from Oriental Malacca Straits Medical Center. A special note to our gratitude of our advisors for this event, Madam Shalini Shira binti Abdul Hamid, the main advisor. Give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I think together with us today also Madam Zeti Akhtar binti Mokhtar, the co-advisor for this event, organizing committee from Class A and Class B, and to fellow lecturers, fellow students, distinguished guests, and all of you that are here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an absolute pleasure to honor and welcome every one of you to come to this event, which is the Thrive and Heal, a journey to mental wellness on this beautiful morning. On behalf of the faculty and also UITM Cawangan Melaka, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our special guests, Dr. Norizan and Ms. CK, and all the dedicated team that will be sharing their invaluable expertise with us today. I also would like to thank the counselor from the Career and Counseling Unit of UiTM Malacca. We have with us today also Mr. Arif Haji Nasir from University Malacca. We have teachers and students from Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Paya Ubud. Value. And our fellow applicants from Polytechnic Pariwisata Poltek Park Indonesia. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome as well to the representative from Mary Kay Malaysia, Berhad, headed by Ms. Haida binti Rosli and the partners. Your presence enriches this event tremendously. And lastly, to all online participants that is now joining us via YouTube live stream, your support makes this event even more meaningful. Ladies and gentlemen, this program underscores our shared belief in the importance of mental health and well-being. Mental health touches all our lives, whether directly or indirectly. Life can be particularly challenging for students to balance their academic, relationship, and also their future. Today, we are here to openly discuss about these challenges, to find support, and to learn the practical ways to care for ourselves and also to each other. I would like to express my heartfelt appreciation to the organizing committee from Class 3A and 3B for their exceptional effort and commitment in planning and executing this event. So congratulations. To all participants, my last word here is I encourage you to actively engage, ask questions, and reflect on the valuable insights shared by our speakers later. Let us find this opportunity to grow as individuals and as a community to foster compassion and understanding. With great excitement and gratitude, I am now officially launched the Thrive and Heal, a journey to mental wellness 2024. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akmal, for your thoughtful speech. Ladies and gentlemen, to officially launch today's event, we have prepared a special opening gimme that symbolizes the spirit and purpose of this occasion. We would like to invite Mr. Akmal bin Adnan, Head of Center Studies for the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, along with Madam Sharini Shira binti Abdul Hamid, event advisor, to come to the stage to launch today's event. We kindly invite the speakers to join us on the stage.
next one, Amma will be presenting. Okay, Amma, you can start now. Amma, what are you doing? You want to present or not?
Is he stupid?
What's wrong with him? Is it really hard for him to speak?
Why is he silent? Why are they smiling like that? Are they mocking me? Are they thinking I'm stupid right now?
Amma?
What's wrong with me? They were actually just focused on my presentation. All of that was just my imagination. Why? Why do I always overthinking about everything? I'm so stupid. I can't believe I let my fears control me. Why do I keep feeling this way? How can I stop it?
Hey, Amma, what are you doing? Are you okay?
I can't deal with all this. It's too much.
I know it's tough right now, but you don't have to face it alone. I think maybe this will start to. Wait. Yeah, this.
A journey to mental wellness.
It's an event for this week. I will go with you if you want.
Thanks, I will try.
No problem.
Jangan dekat saya. Dia tahu lagi. Dia sistem dia kayak gini. Jadi terus jadi kayak gini.
It is now the beginning of the first session of our forum today with the title Mental Wellness Let's Talk. To guide us through this session, I'm delighted to welcome our moderator, Nurul Amisha binti Abdul Jalil, to the stage. Now, we are privileged to have with us today a thoughtful speaker. Please welcome Dr. Norizan Othman, Consultant Secretary of Oriental Malacca Straits Medical Center. Let's give her a warm round of applause.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Welcome to Thrive and Heal, a journey to mental wellness. My name is Nurullah Misha binti Abdul Jalil, known as Misha, and I am honored to be your moderator today. Before I introduce our speaker today, let me cover a little about our event today. Today, we gather to explore and I'm so sorry. It's okay. I'm sorry. Okay, again. Today, we gather to explore an important topic of mental health, a subject that touches all our life in some ways. This event is about fostering awareness, breaking stigmas, and learning how to support ourselves and each other on the journey to better mental well-being. Mental health is all about how we feel, think, and cope with life. It affects our emotions, how we handle stress, and how we relate to others. Just like we take care of our physical health, it's important to take care of our mental well-being too, no matter where we are in life. Today, let's take a moment to remember that mental health matters just as much as physical health. So now, let's move to our first session. Our first session today is titled Mental Wellness, Let's Talk. And we are incredibly honored to have Dr. Norizan Othman with us today, a consultant psychiatrist at Oriental Malacca Straits Medical Center. With us, Dr. Norizan will be discussing key topics such as understanding mental health and illness, recognizing and addressing mental health concerns, and identifying the symptoms of common mental disorder. Dr. Norizan, over to you. We look forward to your insight.
Thank you, Misha.
Right.
Is it okay I call you Misha?
Yes.
All right. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning, everybody in this hall. To Miss Akmal, Puan Shira, our beloved lecturers, teachers, students, and Amisha and the gang especially. Basically, I wasn't prepared to be this nervous. But again, since we're talking about mental health and all, so what the key point I want to bring here is emotions are very much contagious. From the first hall we went just now, I can feel my heart is beating while Izzati giving us briefing. And now sitting beside of Amisha, I hope I can project my calmness onto her, but it goes another way around. I kind of absorbing her palpitation as well now, her hands shakiness, then now my hands feel cold as well. Okay, so this is what mental health is about. Mental health is not a disorder, but mental health is a condition that we are all having. I have it. I have mental health challenges at now. Sitting here in front of you guys, trying my best to keep my integrity, to be very careful and mindful with every single words I utter on the stage. And I'm sure Amisha having same mental health fluctuation as well these few days at least with the script. I'm sure she's been reading the script multiple times, yet she's not able to memorize it because the emotions taking control. So when your emotions are very intense, your executive function will be out. Your brain will be paralyzed because the emotion will take charge. So in order for us to be fully functioning at our optimum level, we need to stay calm. No matter where you are, while doing exam, while driving, having classes, or going for vacation or making proposal to get married or be in a relationship, before you say yes or no to that partner, you need to stay calm. Many times when your emotions are not stable, even if it's too happy or too sad or too angry, you tend to make impulsive decision. I give example which is closely related to all the students here. Let's say you are liking someone and you are about to propose them and you're so happy, and think back. Are you too happy now? Because if you too happy, please don't propose. Don't commit into that relationship because you're too happy. Step back, stay calm, rationalizing your thought, and then deciding, is this the time for me to commit into a relationship? Is it, or let's say for the girls that you are out for shopping because you just received your allowance or what, and before you shop, just stay calm, put aside and think back. Is it worth for me to waste this money to buy the bag that I might not need for the near event? So because when we're too excited, again, we tend to make impulsive decision. So this is what I talk about mental health. You don't need to see a doctor to address the mental health. Okay, so because the question given to me, define mental health and mental illness. Definitely this is a two separate condition. Mental health, everybody has it and it's fluctuating. You don't need therapists to manage your mental health unless it's too extreme or unless it affect your day-to-day function. Because the moment your function is affected, then we come to mental illness. For mental illness, you need therapists, you need to seek professional because a proper diagnosis is needed. Mental illness is very specific. Is it a depression? Is it anxiety? Is it a bipolar? Is it a personality disorder or schizophrenia? Yes, this is what we talk about mental illness. So most of the time, people try to integrate mental health and mental illness. That's why seeing a psychologist, seeing counselor, seeing psychiatrist is still a stigma. Because we think, oh, they believe that mental health is not for everyone. No, mental health, we all have it. When you are having exam and you cannot sleep for a couple of days, yes, your mental health is fluctuating. When you're just tired, you don't feel like talking to people. When your friends ask you out, you want to say no, but you're scared to be left out, and you force yourself to say yes. When you're actually so tired, your mental health is not in a good state. So this is what we call mental health. Just because you isolate yourself for a few days doesn't mean you do have mental illness. No, I do have it. I have my day as well. Everybody has. We are all human. We are not born to be happy all the time. No. Being a human, making you sad, making you angry, making you jealous, making you upset, making you feel tired, lazy. No, I have it. I'm sure you all have it. I do envy to my friends who score more A's than me back then. I'm sure you all have it as well. I do have a friend who is so slim, so fair, so pretty, and too many guys fancy her, but nobody asked me out. So yeah, I do. I have those moments. I'm so Puan Shira or Miss Akmal have it as well. That's normal, kids. We are all human. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel upset with our parents sometimes. There are times that I ask for more money because I want to buy a fancy shirt that I've been eyeing for, and my mom said no because that's not necessary. And I think I'm the unfortunate daughter coming from a very poor family background. I did have those days, and it passed, guys. It passed. But that doesn't mean we all have mental illness. It's just the mental health is very much fluctuating from time to time because we are all human. It's okay. It's okay to be not okay. All right? Is it answering your question, Misha?
Yeah.
So, okay. There's more, guys. See, I'm too nervous. When you're nervous, you're not being mindful. You just follow your brain, pop, 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 pop. But actually, there is guidance for me. I miss this. Okay, sorry, Misha.
Can I say the question first?
Okay.
Okay, Doctor. Now, anxiety is something we all experience in different situations. But what about depression, Doctor? Like, how can depression truly affect a person's daily life and overall well-being?
Pardon? Sorry, come again. The question.
This one.
Okay, finally I have to read.
Please.
How can depression truly affect a person's daily life and overall well-being? So now we are talking about a state of depression. I go by state of depression first, not yet a major depressive disorder. So when we feel depressed, many times we just want to shut down. A part of the criteria is we can't focus on life, we are not being mindful, we kind of, in a limbo way, we kind of like freeze. The thing about stress which lead to depression, so our body, we do have our own defense mechanism. So we call it fight, flight, or freeze response. So when you fight, when you start to become edgy and irritable, you get snappy whenever your friends making a simple joke about you. And when your lecturer is giving you extra assignment, you suddenly flip off the table, out of nowhere. So it shows that you already have some underlying depression at that level. And then when we talk about flight, you see the video just now, I think that's a very good example of flight response. When the emotions are very intense, she is actually experiencing panic attack at that moment, and then the nervous system activated. Oh, you are in stress. You need to save yourself. So let's flight, means he ran away from the situation. So this is what we call stress response or flight. So again, I repeat: fight, flight, or freeze. Freeze, I'm sure back then in the primary school, I'm not sure if the teachers here, there will be a student that, like he was very hyperactive and playing. Suddenly when the teacher shouted at him, he was like, freeze. I'm sure we do have. I remember I do have a friend like that, like suddenly freeze, like from a very hyper kid, suddenly when the teacher called out his name and he just not turning here and I just freeze. So again, that's a part of fight, flight, and freeze response. It's a response that where you are very intense. So when you are depressed, so actually you will activate all the fight, flight, or freeze response in our body. Then you will tend to have panic attack, anxiety, not only depression, you will also inviting anxiety symptom as well. And then it will affect your relationship with others, people, your friends around you doesn't feel comfortable to be around you anymore. And then you find that you cannot focus in the class. So, and then your biological symptom, as if like you sleep, your appetite has been affected. So this is the early symptom of depression. And this is not yet a mental illness. But if the symptom persistent more than 2 weeks, by definition of DSM-5 criteria, which is, I think most of the psychiatrists using this diagnostic criteria, if more than 2 weeks, something needs to be done. It's an indication to seek help from the counselor, maybe from your parents, lecturers, teachers, from the clinical psychologists, or even from the psychiatrists. So remember, the duration is 2 weeks. You are allowed to feel sad, but I think few days, 1 week, no harm. But if you miss class more than 1 week, if you not coming to work for more than a week, I think this is a red flag that you need some help. Maybe there's impending mental illness that need to be diagnosed and need to be managed properly. Yeah.
Thank you, Doctor. Last question for this topic, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay. We have heard that certain things in our diet can impact mental health. Can you tell us if there are any specific food or drink that could trigger or worsen someone's mental health condition?
Again, we come back to healthy lifestyle. To be honest, personally, I think I'm not the best person to answer this because I have a very bad eating habit. I binge a lot. I love cake. I love chocolate. I think it's just me coping with my day-to-day stress. So what's important is balance. I eat chocolate a lot, but at the end of the day, I feel bad and I eat salad. I eat a mouthful of salad every night just to compensate. Even it's still not justifying my act of eating too much chocolate for the day. So we are human, what? I allow myself to have some slight not being so perfect in my lifestyle. So I think you should do the same. You need to be balanced. There are days that you feel that you craving for spicy food, even you do have gastritis or gut. So at the end of the day, make sure you took some milk, some alkaline based meal, so that to neutralize the acid in your stomach. So talking about diet, we go back to the healthy diet, balanced diet. It doesn't matter suku-suku separuh, Atkins diet, whatever that your brain likes it. The idea is when you eat what you like, there's spark of serotonin in our brain. Serotonin is the happy neurochemical. So I give example, when I talk to you, you're such a lovely girl. When I talk to you, I feel excited. Whenever I feel excited, my brain sparks serotonin. Same goes when we eat. When you eat something that you enjoy, anything that you do, you eat, you talk, anything, as long as you like it, there's spark of serotonin. So this is what antidepressant work. Antidepressant give you spark of serotonin. Actually, you don't need to take antidepressant. You can spark your own antidepressant. So eat food that make you happy, but make sure you check the balancing of your diet. So there's no specific diet for me, but I'm sure if you ask this question to the dietitian or the nutritionist, I'm sure they would give the best guidance for you. But for me, eat what sparks serotonin for you, and at the end of the day, make sure you keep it. You need to check it to be in balance.
All right, thank you, Doctor. Can we move to the next subtopic?
Okay, I'm open to any topic. Actually, maybe we shall open the question to the floor as well. I don't know, or is it a slot at the end of the?
At the end of this slot, we are
okay.
open the
Okay, cool. So if you guys have any question, maybe you can, mental rehearsing it, because I know asking question also anxiety provoking experience. Been there. It's okay to ask question.
Okay.
All right.
So we move to recognizing and addressing mental health concern. All right. So doctor, how can someone tell if they might be experiencing anxiety or depression, especially since this condition can sometimes be hard to recognize at first?
Again, I always play by duration, how long you've been having these unpleasant experiences like depression, anxiety. Duration on top of that functionality, because disorder means you are having the emotional disturbances which affect your functionality. Again, we go back to the functionality in terms of relationship with your friends, with your family, with people around you, and also your performance function. So make sure if people started, this is not you. You were very sharp before. You always look good. You always put up makeup. You always iron your clothes. But these 2 weeks, it doesn't seem you. So then you'll be like, oh, this is noticeable. Or my functionality affected. I no longer iron my clothes. I no longer put up the makeup on my face. So no, this is like it's a kind of symptoms that make you check back how long I've been feeling this way. Do I need to talk about this to anyone so that I can seek support? Many times people who do have anxiety and depression, they kind of normalize the emotion. Again, yes, we all having episode of anxiety and depression from time to time, but again, we go back. If it's more than 2 weeks, if it's affected your functionality and your biological symptoms affected, biological symptoms mean focus, appetite, and sleep. Is these three, one of these three affected, okay, it's time to seek support, to seek help from someone. Because I feel anxious, but last night I can still sleep well. You know what? But I know. Were you able to sleep well last night?
No.
How many days already, Misha? Not able to sleep?
3 days.
Okay, I think that's fair. I'm sure tonight you can sleep very well.
Yeah.
So again, we go back to the duration and the functionality and the biological symptom. These three indicators is very important for you to not overdiagnose or misdiagnose yourself, and for you not to underestimate the symptoms. So we want to be in balance. We want you to seek help earlier. But at the same time, we don't want you to simply go through Google and self-diagnose the symptoms when whatever you experience actually perfectly normal as a human being, as a teenagers, as a young adult, youth and adolescent like your age. There's a lot of emotional turmoil from time to time. As simple as your friend didn't ask you out to eat together. it's definitely hurting us, right? If our friends suddenly, just laugh us out, definitely it's fine. It's fine to feel upset about it. You have full right to experience whatever emotions that you are having, but not to the extent you cut ties off with everyone just because they forgot to invite you for dinner, or just because they intentionally doesn't want you to join the dinner gathering. So yeah, again, functionality, biological symptoms, and the duration. Keep check in these three indicators.
Thank you, Doctor. Another question is, what should we do if we spot this anxiety or depression signs in our friend or family member?
Okay. This is a very common question asked in my clinic. You know why? Because many times people who gradually indulge dwelling in anxiety or depressive symptom or manic episode, irritability or excessive happiness, they didn't notice it. Especially kids, young adolescent like your age. It's very difficult to talk about it because we might get upset if people judging us as being too oversensitive. So we rather keep it to ourselves. However, many times before we come out, actually people around us already notice. When we notice, when we are the one who will be the other party who noticing something just not right with my sisters or with my friends, I'll always give these two tips. A very simple question. To make them come back to their reality, I'll just ask. Let's say this is my sister. I'll be like, hey, you look different today. Something happened to you? Stop. If they answer you, good. But they didn't answer, it's good as well. Because the question is actually, the answer is not for you. We just want to tickle their brain. Just ask their questions so that they will find their own space. Oh, my sister noticed that something just not right with me. What happened to me this few days? So that we just get snapped out of it. So helping them to reflect what happened. So maybe their work has been so stressful, so that's why they didn't notice that they started to isolating themselves, they losing their appetite, they losing their weight, but they didn't notice it, because I think all girls love to lose weight, right? Who would complain if you're losing weight? But again, losing appetite and losing your weight is a part of depressive symptoms. So I think make it open question, ask. Feel free to ask, but not expecting any answer. Because many times you wouldn't get the answer, and many times the answer is, no lah, okay je, I'm okay, I'm just fine, everything just, nothing happened. So actually the answer is not for you. The answer is for the people who are having emotional turmoil. So make it open. And then after a few days, you encounter them again. And the symptoms still there, and your sister still doesn't want to talk about it, and you offer help. This is how we offer help. So you said, hey, I asked you before, how are you doing? But you said you were okay. But I think something might be not okay. If you want to talk about it, I'm here anytime. Just to let them know, whenever you're ready, I'm here. Whenever you want some help, I am here. Enough. So if they make use of you, great. But if they didn't contact you back, that's fine. That's fine, because actually knowing that there are another people observing us and care for us and ready to help us out is actually already therapeutic, especially on case of mild anxiety or mild depression. Not necessarily they need to go to professional. No, they just need to have a safety net, understanding that, oh, my parents is here for me. Oh, my parents acknowledge that actually I'm a bit gloomy these few days. So it's okay if our kids doesn't want to talk about it to us, that's fine. But at least they know, worst scenario, my parents are here. Worst scenario, my parents are willing to help me. Enough. Same goes to a friend. Oh, worst scenario, this friend willing to help me. So for now, I'll try to cope myself. Then that's fine. Again, the idea of you offer help, but you're not forcing help. You offer. Only the word is offer. They take it or not, that's fine. You done your part. The idea is you done your part, you done your role. The rest of it is up to them. It's on their own self-awareness whether they want to seek support or not. So, okay, two question. You don't look okay today. How are you feeling? And a couple of days, it's still the same. you offer help. If anything you want to talk about, I'm here whenever you're ready. I think these two statements is actually give very powerful impact if you make it a culture in your circle. You make people feel there is actually support that they didn't aware all this while. So it would be great if I do have such friends. Yeah, do I have? Yeah, maybe yes, maybe not. So it's okay. Maybe we start from us. We offer help first if we notice any of our friends or family having this emotional turmoil from time to time.
Thank you, Doctor, for that comprehensive answer. So basically, Doctor, when we talk about mental disorder like depression or anxiety, what are some key symptoms that people might overlook?
The key symptom is usually people get snappy. The thing about emotion is when we do feel upset or we do feel sad, our brain activate a defense mechanism that telling us it's not me who upset, but you will make apa? I will make an effort to make other people upset so that I don't feel upset alone. So let's say it's a very tricky example here since you're a very young age. So I can only give an example at my age, you know. Let's say I coming back, I was scolded in office by my boss. And I feel upset because I've done my best, I've done all the proposal, but Puan Shira, my boss, didn't like my proposal and screwed me up. And I feel so upset. So coming back to work, then I saw a cat and I kicked the cat. And the cat angry at me. You know what does it mean? So it's actually not the cat who is upset, it's me who is upset, but I am projecting my emotion to another creature, be it the cat or be it my husband or even my son or even my maid. So I purposely snappy because I want them to feel upset as well. So many times if your friends or your parents or maybe your lecturer getting snappy out of you, scolding you when you think like the mistake is kind of very tiny mistake, but the other party exaggerate the issue as if you've done a very fatal mistake, then set back, sit and calm yourself down and ask, is it me who is very doing a very fatal mistake, or it's just the other party not in a good mood at the moment? So actually, when I kick the cat, I say it's not the cat's fault. It's actually I'm just being upset and I just need a companion, somebody else to feel upset as well. So same goes when your boss scolding you, later on you guys going to work. So let's say like your boss scolding you. So check back. Oh, fine, you make mistake. You're willing to improve. You already apologize. You done your part. Fine. But you're not responsible the emotion turmoil projected by your boss. Maybe something just happened at his house. Maybe something just happened with his own superior, which, you cannot scold at your own superior, but you can project the emotion and to other people. That's how human did. So I don't blame anyone because I'm sure there are times that I scolded my assistant because things just doing not well with me and the other party. I did that as well. I'm sure many of us, I remember my parents did that as well to me. I remember their teachers or some of colleagues did that to me, suddenly got snappy just because I accidentally hit her shoulder. And at the end of the day, she came back to me, hey, actually, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scold you in the public. Actually, I just have a rough morning today. So yeah. So our brain has our own defense mechanism. Projection is a very powerful defense mechanism. Again, I don't judge. We cannot judge because it happened unconsciously. It's not like I purpose or we intentionally want to make everybody upset with me. No. It's a defense mechanism. When we talk a defense mechanism, it happened unconsciously. It's beyond your control. You didn't aware about it. So why I'm telling this concept? Because next time, even suddenly your friends kind of smirking on you, don't take things personally. It's not about you. She has her own issue, not able to regulate her emotion. So you don't have to take things personally. You might feel upset because she do this smirk face to you, but just calm yourself down. Hey, it's okay. It's just a smirking. Not. I wouldn't be hurt. He didn't injure me physically or what. I still can continue my job, my life, my day. So just wait until the friends come down, or maybe you yourself come down. Then we talk about it. Remember yesterday you kind of like showing this kind of face that I'm not comfortable to. Is it about me, or that something just not something happening to? If you want to confront it, but many times I rather not confront it, because we don't want to lengthen the issue. Understanding other people do have emotion as well. So be mindful with your emotion. Always ask, is this my emotion, or I am absorbing other emotion projected to me? Many times we absorb emotion. So when I feel anxious now, I check back. Is it I am anxious now? This is not the first time I'm coming up to the stage, or this is Misha's emotion. Yeah. So again, ask back. Always just sit back. This is my, or if this is my emotion, what was the issue? Since when I've been feeling this? How can I tackle this? So be mindful of our emotion and other people's emotion. If it's other people's emotion, okay, then that's not my responsibility to calm her down. My responsibility is to calm her down so that I can project my calmness to her. So again, you are not responsible on other people's emotion. You only responsible on your emotion, our own emotion. Okay, I think I'm running out of time because I talk a lot.
No, doctor. Thank you, doctor. So from your answer, I got a lot of tips to being professional lah. So may I ask you, doctor, in your experience, can you share with us? Is it true that skipping meals can cause blood sugar drops, which in turn could worsen anxiety symptoms?
Yeah, because people who has anxiety, they use a lot of energy, because when you're anxious, your brain will activate sympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system will create a lot of heat. That's why people with anxiety sweat a lot. And they force, the sympathetic nervous system will force your heart to pumping faster. So you use a lot of adrenaline and a lot of energy. So when you skip meal, it's going to drain your energy and make your anxiety worsen. So please, healthy lifestyle is very much important. Many times, those who come to me doesn't want to take meds. Sorry to say, but most of people in Melaka, they're aware something just not right with them. They are okay to have the diagnosis, but they're not willing to take antidepressant or anti-anxiety. So usually we will resort to non-pharmaco intervention. So I'll encourage and reinforce the healthy lifestyle, including physical exercise and balanced meal, adequate sleep, and stress management. Yep, skipping meal, not advisable. But if you are in the, for the medical side, maybe some of the doctor advise you to lower down your blood sugar. There's always a healthier of doing it. To be honest, me myself have been doing intermittent fasting, but the moment I feel I kind of draining, then I just have cheat hour, not cheat day, like cheat hour. I'll just have an ice cream or a chocolate, just to make sure I'm stay calm and I continue my day-to-day activity. So I do have intermittent fasting, but I make sure I still can function as usual, so that I wouldn't suffer from anxiety or depression because of low blood sugar. Okay.
Thank you, doctor. Finally, doctor, let's touch on the emotional sign. What are some emotional signs that might indicate someone is struggling with anxiety or depression, even if they aren't expressing it physically?
Okay. The emotional sign that we can encounter when there is change of personality. Wherever there is change from somebody who is bubbly suddenly become quiet, or another way around, somebody who is very quiet suddenly talk a lot. Many times people who do have anxiety, they will talk more than usual, because the energy is just so heightened. I need to release the energy. So they will talk more. So if you notice, in any gathering or meeting, those who talk more, usually they do have underlying anxiety, compared to those who don't talk much, just stay calm, quiet, comfortable with silence. These people are much calmer. So the physical symptom, you will notice they are very edgy. They always wanting fast. They can't wait for things. So, and unusually energetic. So it's part of a signs of anxiety. However, for depression, we do have agitated depression when the depression coming with anxiety. But there are another spectrum of depression where they don't have anxiety, but they just gloomy, becoming so down. less motivated, doesn't want to talk, coop up in their room for many days. So this is another spectrum of depression. So it's kind of tricky to say, oh, if you don't talk means you're depressed. If you talk more means you are anxiety. No, the clinical sign is very much jumbled up and it's overlapping from one to another. So if you notice the changes in that kind of friend has been persistent, like again for more than 2 weeks, she's not being her usual self. I mean, yeah, best to ask her what has been going on. How is she feeling? Does she want to talk about it? Things like.
Can we move to the Q&A session?
Okay, cool.
All right.
Can.
Now, before we end the first session, I would like to open the floor for questions from the audience for our speaker. Please feel free to ask anything related to today's talk. Please raise your hand and say your name, from where, and your question. Any question?
Okay, so I think we mentioned this before. When what would be the sign, the symptoms that telling us, oh, I need to seek help. So we go back to the biological symptom, the sleep. Whenever the sleep is affected, and go by the duration. If it's you're not able to sleep well, or you sleep a lot, you're unusually sleepy more than 6 hours, more than 8 hours that you usually need for more than a week or 2 weeks, to the extent to the 2 weeks, then it shows that there is indication for you to seek help, because there might be underlying mental illness that need to be diagnosed and need to be treated accordingly. Other than sleep, the appetite. There are days that we just have COVID or influenza and that we don't want to eat. But usually virus symptom lasted for about 1 to 2 weeks. Then if the loss of appetite lasted for more than 2 weeks, it's a symptom of underlying mental illness as well. Other than that, I think the striking character is the mood. You just lost the motivation to do things. Usually, everybody lazy to go to school, or everybody lazy to go to get up to go to. Yes, it's not like I am motivated all the day. There are days that I don't feel like I don't want to open my clinic today. But if it's persistent, it happen every day, being no motivation, like talking to people, my mood just not here, not there. So more than 2 weeks, not able to focus, relationship with others affected, you get snappy and people doesn't want to get near to you, even your kids not comfortable talking to you anymore, then it's a sign that you need to seek help from the professional. I think as parents or teachers or lecturers, I think the striking part is the kids, our kids, our children at home, even our students. But for young adolescent like you, so usually the criteria by our gang, our own colleague, found that they're not comfortable to hang around with us anymore. So when the relationship affected, so it's about time for you step back, analyzing yourself, check your mood, track your mood from time to time for the past 2 weeks. If it's something just not right, please talk about it. Ask support from one or another.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. May I know, is there any question from the audience? Okay.
My name is Shikha Study. I'm a student of tourism management. My question is, how can I tell if my anxiety or depression is becoming more serious and needs professional help? Thank you.
Many times, kids at your age, I call you guys kids because I'm a mother myself. Kids at your age has been suffered this depression, anxiety since childhood. Because you guys' generation, both parents are working, right? My mom was a housewife, so I don't understand what is anxiety, what is depression back then. You know, but I'm sure you guys, most of the client at your age that I encounter, actually the symptom has been there for many years. But you guys have the young kids has been coping so well, not understanding why am I dealing. They struggle. They don't understand what is happiness, what is a long-lasting happy life. They don't understand. They just go to vacation. They feel happy. During the birthday party, got a cake, got a birthday present. They feel happy, but it just one spike. They didn't get the persistent spike of serotonin, happiness in a longer period, more than 2 weeks. No, they feel gloomy all the day, and but they just cope because think all need to go to school, so I go to school. All kids need to study, then I study. All kids be scolded by the parents, so I am okay when my parents scolded me. I feel upset. Maybe I feel upset. Do I feel upset? I think I feel upset. So yeah, getting back the questions. Many times we don't understand when I've been feeling this since I was standard 2. Now I already 22 years old. Why now? Am I supposed? The mic sabotaging me. Is it okay? Oh, all right. So why now? Why am I going to tell the doctor? I'm sure the doctor will say, nah, you just having, this is a normal emotion. You've been surviving all this. You study well. You achieve whatever your peers achieve now. Your siblings doing well. I don't think it's a childhood trauma, or I don't think there is inner child of you calling out for help at this age. But the thing is, guys, life is colorful, life full with happiness. There is ups and downs, but many times life is colorful. So the moment, usually the awareness started, the realization started to come at this age, you know, because you look left and right, why is their parents so lovey-dovey? Why is her parents saying that to her? Why my parents never say that to me? Why my parents always criticize me? Why my parents never praising me? So then they started, oh, actually this is not normal. Oh, actually I've been suffering from depression for many years. You know, that's why this age group, 25 and below, started to come to my clinic and started to work on with their inner child, the little girl or the little boy in them that still asking, crying out for help. So when you ask me when, so the moment you realize I didn't get what I want, my parents has been this way, or my siblings has been treated me this way. So my uncle has been touching me for many years. Only I realized, oh, this is more or less, or this is harassment, or this is. The moment you have this realization, it's okay. If you're not sure, it's a time. It's okay. If you're not sure, talk about it. Get help with adult. You do have counselor. We do have psychologists, or maybe with your own parents. If the adults say, if the elder generation say, okay, I'm not sure what's happening to you, but sounds like you do have a lot of questions in your head. Okay, let's clarify things. Let's seek professional. I know coming this question commonly happen in my clinic. So, doctor, do I have depression? Do I have depression? But most of the time, it's actually unsettled or unresolved childhood trauma, which I cannot, there's no definite diagnosis for childhood trauma, but usually I don't put up diagnosis. I'll just say, you do have underlying childhood trauma, but let's go for therapy to talk about it. You know, to resolve, to unwind whatever trauma you have it, so that you feel rationalized, so that whatever trauma that you are having since you were younger, you wouldn't succumb into depression or into anxiety in the later age. So I have to be honest, being a professional is very challenging for me to diagnose depression or anxiety. So when you scroll on TikTok and everybody has anxiety, everybody has depression, I tell you, it's not easy for me. Even I see 15 to 20 cases every day, it's very challenging for me. Sometimes it's not depression, sometimes it's not PTSD, it's not anxiety, but sometimes just the upbringing has been very cloudy and very gloomy, and what I need to do is not medication. What I need to do, not to give diagnosis, but what I can offer is to go talking therapy or psychotherapy to just awaken the mind, telling, hey, it's okay, it's happened during your childhood. Now you're already 18, you're already surviving, you already get up from the house, you can rent your own room, you can earn your own money. So I just do some sort of soul awakening without giving any diagnosis. So if you have the question, when I need to seek help, I've been feeling this for years. It's okay to talk to another adult. It's okay to get reached with a counselor. When it's okay to, to see clinical psychologist or psychiatrist, then we can work from there. Because I think I made clear the duration of depressive symptom is 2 weeks. But doctor, I've been suffering this for 12 years. Why now I want to seek help? What the doctor can do? So what the doctor can do is, your brain like so messy. We just try to make it clear from time to time. I cannot erase your trauma. You come to me with all this sort of trauma. As simple as 35 years old lady coming to me with a lot of social anxiety. She's been suffering since she was young. She's graduated, having her master, but not able to work because of the social anxiety that never been diagnosed. And she thought it's okay because there's so many other friends who are having master but being a housewife, but she doesn't want to be a housewife. She wants something more because she's capable of giving back to the society. So when we work through that, I thought it's a simple case of social anxiety, but it's actually a childhood trauma. What was the trauma? She was farting when she was 5 years old. She was playing with the cousin. She accidentally farting, and the cousin and the sibling laughed at her. And since then, she doesn't want to talk to people. She feels shy and embarrassing. See, as simple as farting. People fart every day. I fart every day. So for 5 years old, it can be traumatized. We think it's funny. No, this lady, very genius, very brilliant, very smart lady. She could have done better for the society with her master, with her genius IQ, but because of this simple trauma, we think it's simple, make her life complicated. So if you ask me when to seek support, I don't know. I don't want you to wait until you graduated and you're not able to work, because you're avoiding people, you're avoiding things. So the moment you feel it's something just not right, I need to clarify things. I need people to justify or to validate me. Go out and seek support. Whoever you feel comfortable to talk to, and let them guide you accordingly. All right? I hope I answered the question from this idea.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. May I ask your opinion, Doctor? What do you think about people who self-claim that they're having depression, bipolar, mental health?
It's so trendy nowadays. That's why we can't judge, Many times when I encounter this post or this content in the TikTok, I tend to just scroll up because, when I don't have time to watch TikTok in the office, so many times I watch TikTok when I was at home. So when I was at home, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm a mother, I'm a housewife, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter back then. So I'm not wearing my psychiatrist's hat. So not being a psychiatrist, I can be very judgmental. Everybody, all of us, I think the hard truth. Every one of us is very judgmental. But being a psychiatrist, I develop a second nature. I cannot judge. I don't judge people. So if you see me in the office, I'm a different person. I don't judge. You can tell me anything. But if you post TikTok content, when I was wearing my kaftan, I can be very judgmental, to be honest. So usually I would just scroll up, hoping these kids wouldn't come to my clinic because I already have some sort of judgment. But the thing is, first, there's a pros and cons. The pros is you bring the awareness to people to talk about it, and you might have potential to develop a community, like the support group that we are lacking in Malaysia. Professionally, I try to develop a support group from a trauma case, a rape case, abuse case, but very difficult. People not willing to show their face, to have one-to-one group support. So maybe social media a good platform for them to have their own community support group. You go to the Twitter and how people respond, how netizens responding, very positive feedback. Yes, there's a pros about it. But the cons about it, you calling out people to self-diagnose, and then people started to, I am traumatized. I do have PTSD. I do have borderline personality. I do have bipolar. I do have depression, without seeking professional help, and simply diagnose because I already Google diagnostic. The DSM-5 criteria is already available in Google. You don't have to medical school to buy the diagnostic books. It's readily available. But no, it's not the same. Reading the statement from the book, from the Google, and relate it to your personal experience rather than you seek professional help to make yourself properly assessed. So there's pros and cons. Pros is they being validated, there's potential to have support group, but the cons is you calling out people to, especially those in the less 25 years old, to self-diagnose, self-treated, even worse, and then people kind of giving their own opinion and all the, if you know, if not lucky enough, then you will have all the negative comment, which actually might trigger another person who is struggling with a genuine mental illness. I would say back then, many people didn't want to talk about it. They rather not to be known if they do have trauma or they do have anxiety. But now the generation, it's shifted. So I cannot say they don't have it. I cannot say they might have it, because they might have it for real, but they're coping differently. So I am open to I am very flexible to any differences. Some people coping this way, some people coping that way. If talking out make you feel good, as you feel supported, all out, good. I'm not going to stop that. If talking about it make you feel even more depressed, then I'll advise you to shut down the account. So yeah, there's pros and cons, but we need to be flexible. The generation shifted for now. I'm not the same generation with you all, so I cannot judge as well.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Can I know, is there any question from the audience?
Take a deep breath. You're fine. You're safe. I don't bite.
Hello, my name is Mowgli. I for Singapore Good. I have a question. My question is, how can I differentiate between normal stress or stress and condition related health disorder like anxiety or depression? Thank you.
How to differentiate normal stress? Yes, stress is normal, but I'm not going to normalize life full of stress. The thing is, stress can be managed. You don't need a professional to manage your stress. Stress, there's a different level of stress. First, eustress, or stress that bring the goodness in us. Another one is distress. Distress is stress that impact our functionality, which lead to other mental illness like depression or anxiety. Talking about exam, when you do have exam, you feel stressed. Then what do? You learn more. This is what we call eustress. The stress that makes you push yourself to do better, to perform at your best. Let's say you don't have exam, no stress, no study. Come on, we all need exams. So if I given choice, eustress or distress, I think let's talk about how to manage the eustress. So eustress is you can avoid stress. You want that, you need that. Later on, you going to work. From time to time, your company will adding on KPI. This year KPI, like they said, this another, next year the KPI will be double up, maybe. The more you perform, the more I perform, the more KPI given. Might as well I don't have to perform. No, it didn't work that way. You need to perform more, so the KPI increase, but you need to check and balance. The thing is, you cannot achieve KPI, then it's okay. It's okay if you cannot achieve KPI. But what matter is you able to do things at your very best. So this is what we talk about eustress. Then we talk about distress. Distress usually when the burden has been, we do have like the shape, like the curve like this, the bell shape. But the stress can be up to the peak that you perform at the peak. But when the stress continuously increasing, then from the peak performance you'll be dropping, because it's signs of burnout and you're already developing stress. So when you do have distress indicated by reduce in performance, the moment you perform lesser, okay, then it's not a healthy stress, need to be managed and need to take a break, take a pause, talk to someone, maybe talk to your lecturer, or this assignment is maybe too much to me. Can I prolong or extend the submission date, or can I do this and can I adjust this and that? Talk about it, because I think the thing, madam, I started not able to sleep, I started to feel shaky, I need extra support for this. So maybe maybe your academic supervisor might offer you referral to counselor, or maybe some other things that the adult, the authority might help you out with that. So the difference with stress is you need to know, is it you stress or distress? If it's stress, come on, go, take it, face it. But if it's distress, take a handbrake and do something about it. Talk to someone, talk to the superior, how best you want to handle this. And then the next question, how to differentiate its anxiety, depression, or adjustment disorder, or bipolar mood disorder, or even schizophrenia. Definitely, the symptom has always been developing. Back then, when I first joining psychiatry, everybody who hearing voices, having hallucination is schizophrenia. Now I can tell you, even depression, they can hear voices, they can experience hallucination. So it's a spectrum. So there's no single way to differentiate. You do have anxiety or depression or schizophrenia even, best to seek support from the professional. See, the spectrum differs from years to years, but the diagnostic criteria is still there. So if you feel that you diagnose yourself from Google, it's not the same, because the same diagnostic criteria I've been using for past 10 years, but clinically I've seen a shift of major spectrum. Everybody who even anxious, doctor, I can listen people calling my name in the middle of the night, but they don't have, that doesn't mean they do have schizophrenia. I remember 8 years ago, everybody who has schizophrenia, I will start, who has hearing voices, I will start with antipsychotic. But nowadays, when they talk about their hearing voices, I will just, okay. I was like, okay, I have to work thoroughly. What am I dealing with? So there's no simple way to say, doctor, is this depression or anxiety or scare? Most of the time I say you have all the symptoms, but the diagnosis itself, longitudinal review is needed. Sometimes I need support from Miss CK. I was like, okay, this is need diagnosis too, because CK is very comfortable working with tools, diagnostic tools. They do have scoring, they do have scale. But my side, psychiatrists, usually we go by clinical. We see things, how the client experiences. So I don't have numbers, I don't have score. Doctor, how much is my ADHD? No, I cannot answer that. I don't give score. I see you as a holistic. But many times when I think the symptoms is here and there, it's anxiety, depression, and bipolar, as he has it all, then I might make a referral to clinical psychologist. Then we use numbers to see which scoring is higher, so that we can put this client into this diagnosis. But many times the symptoms always overlapping. Even autism and ADHD. Just 8 years ago, it's easy, oh, this is autism, or this is it. Nowadays, I can tell you 60% ADHD do have autism as well. So how I want to tell you diagnosis autism or ADHD? So it's very tricky if you pertaining to the diagnosis itself.
Thank you, Dr. Norizam, for your comprehensive answer, and thank you for the very interesting question from our audience. Now I hand over our event to our MC, Aisha.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first session of our forum today. Thank you to Dr. Norizan Othman for the insightful discussion. We kindly ask our respectful speaker to stay on the stage to receive a gift given by Mr. Akmal bin Adnan, Head of Center Studies for the Faculty of Hotel and Tourism Management, along with Muhammad Danish bin Muhammad Razali, the project leader. Please to return to your seats. Before we move on to the second session, we have a short break scheduled for you. During this break, we have arranged 2 special performances for your enjoyment. Please welcome our team members, Muhammad Arif Fikri and Normarsha Irdina, who will be performing Life Changes by One Direction and Come On Me by Bruno Mars.
Going out tonight changes into something right. Her mother doesn't let it go. It's all that she really wants. Driving too fast, moon is taking to her head. She's heading for something that she wants. We're only getting older, baby, and I've been thinking about it lately. Does it ever drive you crazy? Just how fast the night changes everything that you ever dream of, disappearing when you wake up. But there's nothing to be afraid of, even when the night changes, it will never change me and you. Tonight, it's sweet. I feel like she doesn't want to stop. Moving too fast, always running on the street. She's falling, doesn't even know it. Running on the bed is all that she really wants. Only getting older, baby. And I've been thinking about it lately. Does it ever drive you crazy? Just how fast the night changes everything that you ever dreamed of, disappearing when you wake up. But there's nothing to be afraid of, even when the night changes, it will never change me and you. Her mother doesn't like the kind of person reminding of the missing piece of innocence she lost. I'm getting older, baby, and I've been thinking about it lately. Does it ever drive you crazy? Just how fast the night changes everything that you ever dreamed of, disappearing when you wake up. But there's nothing to be afraid of, even when the night changes everything that you ever dreamed of, disappearing when you wake up. But there's nothing to be afraid of, even when the night changes. It will never change, baby. It will never change, baby. It will never change me and you. Okay, sing along together, okay? See, I tell the world to find you. Do you ever forget? See, I'll be the light to guide you. We found out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 1, 3, 2, you'll be there. Yes, I'm supposed to do, oh yeah. Nãy bạn beside you. If you ever forget, find out what you need of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 1, 3, 2, you'll be there. That's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Yeah. You always have my shoulder when you cry. I never let go, never say goodbye. Yeah, on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 1, 3, 2, you'll be there. Just as my friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me, 'cause I can count on you.
Thank you, Arif and Masha, for that incredible performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you all had a refreshing break and enjoyed the performances. We are honored to continue our talk today. Without further ado, please welcome back to the stage our moderator, Misha. And now, let us welcome another incredible speaker, Ms. Chan Moon, clinical psychologist of Oriental Malacca Straits Medical Center, to the stage. Ms. Misha to continue the second session with the title Bouncing Back, Coping Strategies for Mental Wellbeing. Dear moderator and speakers, the stage is yours.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are feeling refreshed after the break. Now we move on to our second session titled Bouncing Back, Coping Strategies for Mental Wellbeing. We are thrilled to have Ms. Chan Moon also known as Miss CK, a clinical psychologist at Oriental Malacca Strait Medical Center, here with us today. In this session, she will be talking about practical coping strategies for mental well-being, the importance of promoting self-care and healthy habits, and how social support plays a vital role in our mental health. Here are some questions.
Oh, okay, okay. Right. Okay. Mic test, mic test.
For life stream.
Right. So I have to kick here, is it? Good. Right, apologies about the technical issues, right? Okay, now holding a mic with a wire, I feel like I'm going to karaoke. I lagi prefer lah dengan wire lah. Who likes to go karaoke? Anyone? Oi, mantap lah. Tadi we have our singers kan singing Count on Me. That's my favorite songs. Sing that all the time. But by the way, my name is CK. No miss in front lah. I prefer CK lah, right? Yeah. So I'm a clinical psychologist. Okay. And usually I would mix my speech with a little bit of English and also Malay. So janganlah kisah jika saya multilingual sikit lah. Boleh? Okay. So has everyone feel passionate a bit after the singing from our lovely singers? Yes, tidak berapa cukup lah tu. How about we do some activities first before we start? Boleh ya? I like that response. How about we stand up? It has been a while since we stand up, right? About 2 hours. So what we need to do now? Okay, we stand straight. Everyone do this. Okay, so what we do now, right? We do this. Okay, and now we turn clockwise. Turn clockwise. I like that. Okay, continue, continue this. Alright, now we add on some sound. Right? Some sound. What sound? Like that. Can? Alright. We turn anti-clockwise with the right? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Alright, mantap semua. Good job. Okay, now everyone please have a seat. Okay, everyone's belakang tu better dia sakit belakang Okay, alright. So now, getting back to the questions I straight away start with the questions
Yeah.
Right, okay. So the first one, practical coping strategies for mental well-being. This is a very good hands-on thingy. Because as I know, we will have some distress activities later as well, right? But speaking of practical coping strategies, sometimes people might think that, hey, I need to have something, I need to buy something, I need to spend a lot of my coping strategies. Kena pergi makan-makan lah, kena beli situ lah, beli sini lah, I have to go trip lah, I have to go travel lagi lah. Tidak macam tu Sometimes it's not that fancy. How is it not that fancy? Just standing up, you do the that helps as well sometimes. Anyone else who do house chores at house? Everyone know do house chores sudah buat, mesti buat kan? Okay lah, parents tu memang buat lah. Right? Siapa yang buat house chores? Sendiri? Okay, semua pun banyak lah. Right, good job for you Let me share this story that happened yesterday. I was having this adrenaline rush yesterday, to the extent I feel pumping in my heart. I couldn't sleep at all. So what I did, I go and preheat my iron. I start to iron my clothes. And surprisingly, the ironing helps. Why? The moment I see my clothes without wrinkles, I find it satisfying. Then the more I do it, and literally I do my bedsheet as well. But somehow the adrenaline, the palpitation, the anxiety, it decreases. Okay, so now we get back to a little bit of psychological coping strategies that some of you might have heard it, some of you might not have heard it. Now let's do this. Breathe in. Okay, breathe out. Great. Once again, breathe in. Good. Breathe out. Okay, 3 times. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, now I'm going to pinpoint certain things. Who else, when you breathe in, your chest move upward first? Siapa tu? Okay, angkat tangan sikit. Di dalam nampak tangan tu. Okay, so who else, when you breathe in, your stomach yang kembang dulu? Siapa? Adakah? Tak ada apa kan? Ada. Why? It's because if you breathe in using your chest, alright, you would feel even more anxious. When we anxious, when we are angry, when we have hard time to breathe, how do we do? Take a look at me, I'm demonstrating right now. The more you use your chest to breathe, the more you feel suffocating, the more you feel like you want to faint. So, the correct one is actually to use your stomach. Alright, so everyone now, ambil lah tangan kiri kamu, letak dekat your little tummy. Okay, the other hand, please put it on your chest. Yes. Now, when you breathe in, your perut tu kembang, dia jadi besar. Okay, let's try. Breathe in, breathe out. Then that's when your perut tu jadi kecil. Okay, let's try 5 times. Right? Breathe in, perut kembang. Breathe out, perut jadi kecil. Okay, breathe in lagi, perut jadi kembang. Breathe out, perut jadi kecil. If you notice that your chest sort of like move upwards, okay, then try to make sure your chest doesn't move upwards. Okay, this is what we call abdominal breathing. When you do yoga, when you do meditation, when you do Pilates, you fly up there. Pilates, right? Right. So that's how we use our abdominal breathing instead of our chest breathing. Okay? And this is the first strategies. When you feel panic, when you feel anxious, you use abdominal breathing. That's why people who want to start up with meditation, they actually start off with abdominal breathing first. Okay? So, the next step after abdominal breathing is deep breathing relaxation. Okay, this is another abbreviation again. The abbreviation is what we call 4-7-8. Okay, can remember 4-7-8. 4 seconds, you use your mouth to inhale. And then 7 seconds, you are using your whole breath, you are holding it. Right? 8 seconds, you use your nose to exhale. Okay? 4 seconds, inhale with your mouth. 7, hold your breath. 8 seconds, use your nose to exhale. Shall we try? Boleh, but remember, let's use our perut, not your chest. Alright. Now, on my mark. 1, 2, 3, start. 4 seconds, inhale with your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. Semua orang punya mulut tidak buka lah tu. Ada buka? Ada ah. Okay, now hold your breath. 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Panjangkan exhale tu. Sampai nak pengsan sudah. Siapa tu? Belum lagi ya? Belum pengsan lagi ya? Okay, jangan pengsan ah. If pengsan, I can do CPR for you ah. Right. So, why we need to use 4 seconds of inhale using our mouth? There's a reason for it. Usually when we are panic, right? We inhale sampailah puas-puas. Rasa macam nak bawa lah semua oksigen dalam badan kita kan? That's why we do this. We inhale a long seconds. But the more we do it, lagi sakit lah kita punya jantung, lagi sakit lah kita punya dada. Kan? That's why we inhale, we use our mouth to make sure, alright, we feel like banyak oksigen sudah masuk sudah. But 4 seconds saja. Okay? The reason we need to exhale for 8 seconds. Why? It's because when we panic, we do this. The exhale tu sampailah 3 saat saja. Tidak cukup lah, mana cukup. That's why when we exhale using the 8 seconds, we actually need to control our breathing when it comes out from our nose. That's why 8 seconds. That's why you feel like 8 seconds ni very long lah, can shorter a bit lah. Cannot lah. There's a reason for it lah. And why we need to hold it for 7 seconds? It's because 7 seconds is for us to actually calm down from the surrounding, to calm our mind, instead of breathing heavily and in a quick manner. This would make you really faint on the floor, right? So the first one, abdominal breathing. The second one, 4, 7, 8, deep breathing. All right? Can everyone remember the abbreviation? Boleh ya? Nanti saya tanya pula tu. Alright. So, let's move on a little bit to the next one. Next level. Have any one of you heard of progressive muscle relaxation? Anyone? Not really. Okay, so does any one of you likes to do stretching at home or at whichever, wherever? Like to do stretching, huh? What kind of stretching you guys do? Macam mana? Stretching, macam tu? Tidaklah, stretching dengan tangan kan? Klak, klak, klak macam tu, huh? Right, I know. So, at this point of time, this progressive muscle relaxation has something to do with your muscles. Siapa suka stay dekat rumah saja? Does any one of you do sports? Or most of you likes to sleep only? Habis lecture class? Habis makan? Habis assignment? Tidur saja. Sebab tidur kenapa? Release stress kan? Tapi now not only sleeping can release stress. We have something to do with your stretching muscles can release your stress as well. Okay, so this is when I need your help, Okay, I need you to help me to hold the mic. Can you? Right. Perhaps you use the mic. This one is a bit short. You use your mic. I need you to hold it. Which one you want to hold? Okay, you hold me saja. You put it here. Right. Sorry ya. Okay, so thank you. Okay, the first one, the first muscles that we would like to stretch out is our muscles over our temple. Everyone has muscles over here, right? Okay, so when you are angry, what do you do with your eyebrows? Perkedut sudah kan? Macam memarah saja. That's when, okay, you push all your muscles in between your temple towards the middle. Okay, sekarang everyone, push it as if you are very angry. I want to see everyone's angry face. Nampak sudah. Nanti balik kasih skincare sikit. Tapi sekarang dia dah apa? Okay. Then we go for 10 seconds. Okay. Continue bergedur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And slowly release your muscles. Bukan terus macam buka macam tu. Tidak. Slowly, pelan-pelan buka macam tu. Ada orang gelak pula tu, kenapa? Okay, this is the first step. To stretch your muscles on your face. The second skills has something to do with your temple as well. Lagi tinggi sudah ni. Lagi lah sampai di atas kali ya. It's okay. Okay, so the second one. Does everyone knows how to look surprised? Yeah, that's when all your muscles of your temple go all the way up, right? Okay, that's your muscles going all the way up. And hold your muscle there. Keep on looking surprised when I count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Tidak tahulah, semua orang gelak-gelak saja. Ada orang start lah, sedang taking picture pula tu. Don't think my ugly face, thank you. Alright, that's the second muscle stretching for your face. Specifically your temple. Right? Okay, the next one, bahagian mulut. Alright, bahagian mulut, we have 3 types of muscle stretching. The first one, can everyone say for me? Good job. Next one, can everyone say E for me? Nice one. Can everyone say O? Okay. So these are the 3 sounds that are going to guide our muscles in our mouth. When you do you try to stretch your muscles over here. Ketawa juga tu. Mantap. Okay. So the O, we try to do it like O. We try to stretch all the way down. O. When we do E, kasihlah your Dali punya, your toothpaste punya advertisement. Kasih stretching sampai atas macam Joker. Okay. So now, each of the sound, we are going to do 10 seconds for each. Alright, can or not? Yeah. Mantap. Now, let's go. We go on with first. 1, 2, 3. Macam orkestra sudah ni. Okay, the second one, let's do O. Alright, remember to stretch your muscles. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go! Okay, mantap. Alright, the next one. Let's do our advertisement for our toothpaste. Right, Dari, Colgate, Sensodyne, whichever. Let's do E. Alright. 1, 2, 3, go! E. Syoknya. Okay, syok. Suka? Alright, so this is something to do with your mouth muscle stretching. Ingat habis tu, belum lagi ada bahagian lain lagi. Okay, so has anyone seen turtle or tortoise before? Siapa yang tidak pernah nampak tortoise ke turtle ke? Come to my house, I show you. Wait, serious No one seen turtle before Or tortoise? Ada kan? Okay. So when tortoise they are afraid, what do? Dia masukkan kepala dia orang kan dalam kerang tu. Right? So this is what you are going to do. Use your shoulder. Move like a turtle head. Very funny, yeah? Okay, so now I want to get everyone to do this. Make sure you do this with me, ya. Janganlah kasih saya satu orang dekat sini, ya. Tapi kamu pula sedang ambil gambar. Psychologist ni sedang buat apa? Tidak? Alright, so let's do it together. Right? 1, 2, 3. Up. Hold it. Hold. 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 Hold all your muscles. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, hold, hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly put it down. Alright, alright. Tidak cukup lagi. She's taking picture. Let's do once again. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. Kenapa pula saya ni? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, slowly put it down. Good job, everyone. Hey. Okay, the next one. Let's do with our hand, our arms, alright? Okay, does anyone ride motorbike here? Ada kan? Alright, very good. So how do you ride the motorbike? We go all the way forward, vroom vroom macam tu kan? Siok. Right, can you help me to hold it? Alright. So when we do this motorbike thingy, we go all the way in front. Okay, I want to see everyone arms. Lift up, go all the way in front. Okay, as if you are driving. You are riding the motorbike. Jika tiada motorbike, tiada apalah. Bicycle pun boleh ya. Tapi bicycle tu dia dah wurum-wurum lah. Macam tu juga kan. Okay, so now clench your fist. Clench as hard as possible. Clench sampailah dia genggang betul lah. Alright. Okay, this is the first move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly open it up and put it on your thigh. Right. So this is where you stretch the muscles over here. Alright, the front part. If you feel this is very painful, okay, this is where you have to do stretching. Right? The next one. Imagine the sky is falling down. Not London Bridge is falling down, but the sky is falling down. What do you do? Lari kan? Tapi bukan itu saja. I like that. Everyone go upwards already. Okay, you have to tahan the sky. So up, 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 up. Sky is falling down. Nice. Okay, I count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, slowly put it down. Kasihan Amisha ya, dia punya tangan tu kebas sudah. Thank you Alright, so this. Belum lagi ya, jangan tepuk lagi ya, belum lagi habis. So that is our hand. Now let's do with our leg. Alright. Our Amisha is wearing high heels now. You need to do these muscles, especially for our legs. Nanti kaki kamu sakit pula tu. Okay, so the first one. Okay, let me move a bit my chair so that everyone can see. Okay, can everyone see my leg? Okay, so anyone who knows how to drive here, up. Know how to drive, Right, good. So when you drive, when you nak tekan brake, how you tekan? Using your leg. Kita tekanlah sampai habis kan? Okay, so that's when your legs have to look like this. Macam tu. Alright, both of your legs have to look like that. So now, let's start the pedal. Up. Sampai the brake. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Release it. Okay, kasih goyang-goyang sikit. Okay, Tetaplah santai. Okay, this is the first. Sakit sudah otot kamu? Siapa yang sakit? Kena buat relaxation ni ya. The second one, okay, when you try to grab the kerusi in front you, what do you do? Kita lah tidak guna tangan kan, kita suka guna kaki, kita buat sama. Right? No lie, I do that to my chair also. Okay, so that's where you use your leg. Buat macam tu. Just now we step together. Now we macam tu. Right? Okay. So both of your legs up. Up. Okay. Tariklah kerusi tu. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And release. Boleh, goyang-goyang sikit. Dan letaklah ke santai. Right? Okay, mantap. Okay, move back again. And these are the whole set of progressive muscle relaxation. Why do we need to do this? Sometimes, when we are very stressed, when we burn out, when we are very anxious and even nervous, we have to speak in front of a lot of people because presentation, right? We need to submit our assignments, we need to submit our homework. We have deadlines to chase. And that's when we feel a lot of tension on our muscles. Our shoulder, our arms, and even our legs. Sometimes when you overstress, your legs start to cramp. And that's when we need to do progressive muscle relaxation. Short form here, PNR. Alright? So, 3 basic coping strategies. The first one, abdominal breathing. Second one, 4-7-8 deep breathing. The third one, progressive muscle relaxation. Can you all remember this?
Yeah.
Yes, huh? Alright, okay. So, let me go on to the next one. Sikit saja.
Okay. So sikit, when anxiety is many of us struggle to calm ourselves down. So can we do that exercise that we do just now to calm ourselves when we feel anxious?
Yes, certainly. In fact, these 3 types of strategies, we call it as relaxation techniques, very helpful, especially when you are anxious, when you want to motivate yourself on doing something.
Do you prefer doing alone or crowd?
Usually, I would recommend if you are at home alone, you can actually do it in the morning 10 times. Before sleeping, you can do it 5 times. Especially the progressive muscle relaxation. If you would like to have fun with your friends, with your family, of course, I would recommend everyone to do it with someone else there. Because why? That's when you can start to take your camera and start to take picture. Beli betul lah orang ni suka, right? So this is the fun of it.
Let's talk about emotions specifically. Moments when we are feeling overwhelmed by things like anger or sadness, when we are feeling down, it can be hard to lift ourselves out of that mode. Okay, what are some activities or practices that might have improved our mood if we are feeling depressed?
Alright, if we speak about depressed, because depressed is very different with anxiety. Anxiety is very restless. They want things, they want their problems to be resolved immediately. That's why they can go all the way around, running here, running there, just to solve their problems. But depression-wise is the opposite of it. How is it opposite? Because, for instance, when you're feeling hopeless, when you don't feel motivated at all, you want to lie down on your bed the whole day, no matter how much you try to wake up. Right. So therefore, when it comes to depression, we do something called action plan. Action plan, this is where you start to make yourself wake up from the bed, you sit there for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you don't have to do anything. You just sit there for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes and make sure that 10 minutes over, okay, you can go back and lay down on it. The next day, when you feel comfortable with sitting up on your bed for 5 minutes, you increase the timing of it. The next session you might want to do is you put your legs out of your bed. Right? Then the next day again, when you feel comfortable stepping out from your bed, you start to stand up. But you are still standing aside of your mattress. You are not leaving. Alright? And that's when we do it gradually. We call it behavioral activation. You do every single actions. Sounds typical, sounds very usual, that everyone can do it, but sometimes these little tasks that are very difficult for people who suffer from depression. That's why rather we have to break it down. Every single behavior you have to break it down into very small tasks. And you do it gradually until you are comfortable with it. Sometimes we speak about strategies, nothing too much of a fancy. It's something that goes from the smaller tasks. Right?
What strategy I have? One strategy I have heard a lot about is breathing. So as a tool for managing anxiety. So in your opinion, can you explain how we can deal with anxiety or depression after the
So, question is, what else do we do besides deep breathing? Okay, so usually when we talk about action, there are two different activities that we can do other than breathing. The first one is what we call pleasurable activities. The second one is what we call achievement activities. Pleasurable activities is something where you can do that you feel happy and you feel pleasant. While achievement on the other hand, you do it because after doing it, you feel achieved. Alright, let's give some examples first when it comes to pleasurable activities. I can share a few of mine. Usually, when I am very stressed, I do have a bubbles in my office. Does anyone know bubbles? The one that, do you still do up until your age? Or no longer? Yeah, but some of you will, frankly speaking, up until my age, never blow bubbles anymore. Until children, patients. Right? So that's when I start again blowing. And blowing bubbles makes me feel pleasant. Why? I like to see the bubble pop. I like to see how big I can create. I can even do double bubble with it as well. But it's skill, yeah. Okay, this is the first one, pleasurable activities. So this is when everyone else can try out what kind of activities that makes you feel pleasant. My one is bubble breath. Alright? And my one not only bubble breath, but sometimes I like to do planting as well. Okay? There is this food called lada putih in Sabah. I like to eat that, that's why I plant my own lada putih. Alright? That's when I start to do the soil. Sometimes I do ironing, like I said, because it makes me feel pleasant, very satisfying. Right? Sometimes, yes, I play Mobile Legend also. Oh, who else play Mobile Legend here?
Ada, tapi tangan dia ada. Okay, mobile.
Sometimes my Mobile Legend, I play games, is not just for playing games. Our Mobile Legend, we have the mic and speaker, right? Where we can team up with our friends, right? When I die, when it count down, I start to land to my plan. When you know what happened today, or when my life ready, I say attack. Control. Okay, another the fun way to make me feel happy. That's pleasurable activities. Okay, and sometimes I even try out. I'm not sure whether the branches can really make until fire up, right? Like zaman kita tahu Paleolithic ke, Neolithic ke. I'm very curious how they actually do the fire with it. So sometimes I find it fun. I go out, take the branches and I start to. I do that also. Sometimes up until now, still no fire. But trial and error. So you can always find the pleasurable activities that belongs to you, that makes you happy even just for 30 seconds, for 10 seconds. The next one, achievement activities. That's when I do keep a skipping rope in my office as well. Okay, Oriental Hospital punya colleague jangan kasih tahu bos saya. Why is because I do skipping in my office. When I finally get to skip 10 times, the skipping group very hard work. But that's when I feel achieved, when I finally get to do 10 times. Then the next time, when I want to increase it, when I want to feel even more achieved, I will increase the frequency until it reaches the goal I set. Sometimes some of you might want to do this as well. Learn some language, take some photograph, even though you are not that skillful, just like I am. But I do like to walk along the Sunset Beach, Pantai Lembang, right? Just to take pictures, just to dig my both legs inside. When I take pictures, I feel achieved. Oh, very nice, huh? Boleh jadi photographer juga. Tapi impact tu macam okay je. Right. So this is what we call, besides relaxation, you can find your own mix of pleasurable and also achievement activities. And you can find it fun when you try out a lot of activities that you haven't thought of before. Right? And even doing for social support is also important. And that's why I say I play Mobile Legends, not only playing. I do speak and also communicate with my friends as well. I do speak up with my colleagues as well. And even my boss pun macam macam. So this is where we find social support from everyone around us. Right?
The self-care has definitely become a popular term in recent years, but it's important to understand what it really means. Now let's move on to some lifestyle habits that can play a significant role in managing mental health. CK, how does getting enough sleep each night help with managing feelings of anxiety or depression?
I need to double on the question, very specific. Alright, so what do we do usually in our daily routine? Okay, for instance, get enough sleep, panjang kamu tidur, kamu tidak tidur juga, it's problem. Right, so, okay, when it talks about anxiety, depression, we do have some diet plans, we do have some sleep hygiene as well. And there are some daily routine where you can do so to make sure that your lifestyle support, okay, so to make sure that you have enough of self-care for yourself. See, for example, when we talk about diet, ada orang tidak makan sayur kan? Ada, saya pun tidak makan sayur. Lalu pun ada. I don't like carrot especially. I hate carrot. Why? I also don't know why I hate carrot. But now when I recall, because my mom, my power ni 1,000 power. When I buka macam ni mata, dia nampak semua orang tu. So my mom tends to force me to eat raw carrot. That's why I don't like it when I grow up. But no matter carrot, I don't like sayur juga. The greens actually I don't eat that much. But because I need to give examples for everyone else, so make sure my own rice, I do have rice, I do have vegetables, broccoli, the most one I like. Kangkung juga saya boleh sama belacan. The next one, some meat, some soup. As long as you have all four kinds in your daily meals, then you're actually good to go. Of course, let's not talk about binge eating and also no appetite to eat at all. Even if you no appetite to eat, you do need to add on some of the milk or soya or any light meals that you would like to take in when you have no appetite at all, rather than not eating anything. That's the first one. We talk about diet. The second one, let's talk about sleep. This is when I want to pinpoint about the digital a little bit. Who else screw your phone 30 minutes before you sleep? Tangan sikit. Our Dr. Norizan pun dia scroll phone. Okay, so not normal mind, right? Sometimes when I want to spend my own me time, I do scroll phone as well. I buat TikTok lah, kasi ASMR, ada mukbang lagi lah. Very sure. But it delay and also actually compromise my sleep quality. So that's why what I practice and what I would recommend to practice is 30 minutes before you would like to sleep, turn off your phone. Make sure your alarm tu buka lah, okay? Turn off your phone, and that's when you give yourself 30 minutes of buffering, then you sleep. Alright? Also, there are people who likes to do exercise right before they sleep. I want to remind everyone here, never do any exercise before you sleep. Because everyone thinks that I can't sleep, that's why I need to do pumping, I need to do sit-up, I need to go jogging during the night so that I can sleep well when I come home. But in fact, that way is also compromising your own sleep quality. What is the reason? When you are doing exercise, our dopamine, serotonin, we call it as
And daily routine wise, I actually wouldn't say that highly recommend for everyone to have a consistent daily routine because I don't do that as well. I'm a very active person. Sometimes I go here, sometimes I go here. Sometimes I play badminton, sometimes I just want to sleep throughout the day. But one thing for sure, each day, tidak kisah what I want to do, what I about to do, I will still do something that is pleasurable and also makes myself feel achieved. At least one thing at a day. That's when if you meet me outside, not sure what I'm doing, right? That's when I'm trying out my own activities lah. So jangan kacau saya. Okay? So this is actually the usual routine. Like I said, nothing fancy. Most of the strategies are very down to earth. Everyone can actually do it. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Do you think if we consistent our daily routine, it can help to manage our stress?
Yes, it does. Sometimes some of the activities are there to act as a distraction activities. It distract ourselves from getting angry, from snapping out, from feeling irritable, and even when we feel disappointed with ourselves.
Because why? Imagine when you are feeling disappointed with ourselves, we tend to do this. Astaga, I bodoh lah. I loser betul lah. Apalagi, I'm so useless, I'm so stupid, I'm a loser, I can't do any single thing at all. Because we are disappointed. And at this point of time, before your mind starts to tell yourself that statement, you try to do some distraction activities, the pleasurable and also achievement activities that I mentioned. Because even if for 1 minute when you are angry, usually when we are angry, it takes 1 minute to actually reach our brain. And that 1 minute is very important for you to do the activities, to distract yourself from getting snapped, from getting disappointed and start to blame yourself, right? So that's a pretty much. That's why we do a lot of activities for ourselves rather than just laying down on the bed lah. When you lay on the bed too, overthinking starts to come. Your mind very busy. When your mind starts to get busy, you start to get tired. That's when you feel like you do nothing but you are tired. So that's a difference between laying down on the bed and also do some activities that you like or achieve.
Okay, thank you. Okay, since all of us, majority in this hall are students, I always heard that like a lot of caffeine can make us increase our anxiety. Is it true?
I would say partially true. It depends on the quantity of your caffeine, and it depends on your body as well. Some of us, we do usually drink a cup of coffee in the morning, right? We do drink tea in the morning as well, but some of us, when we feel sleepy, caffeine becomes like a solution for us to stay awake, to stay, to perform optimally. All right? That's drinking more than 3 times of caffeine a day, that's when you need to slowly reduce the intake of caffeine. When we speak about caffeine, this includes tea and also our coffee, yeah? Right? So sometimes you have to be very wary about how your body reacts to it. Some people, when they intake their caffeine, we do have heart palpitation. We do feel fainting a little bit. We do feel like a lot of sweating suddenly out of nowhere. If you have that symptoms, that's when you have to reduce your caffeine intake and try to see what happened to your body. Right. So that's why I said partially yes and also no. No is because sometimes we need to drink some cafe, we have to drink some coffee, we have to drink some tea in the morning to make sure ourselves stay awake a little bit, right? That's why not too much. Maximum 3 cups a day.
So can you suggest what some drinks or that can make us as a student or someone who want to stay awake at midnight? Like, can we drink energy drink or something like that?
Energy drink is also okay sometimes, but of course, everyone needs to be aware what kind of brand of the energy drink you are drinking, because as of what I know, some of the energy drink they might have causing allergic reactions. So be very sure to read out the ingredients first. Okay, that's the first case. The second thing is energy drink, coffee, tea. Yes, you can drink it if you would like to, but usually I would recommend highly on not drinking but ice cubes. If you want to make yourself stay awake, you can hold ice cubes on your hand. Sejuk lah sampai you feel like you have to buka your mata all the time. That's when how it can replace drinking coffee. If you feel like 3 days a cup, 3 days a day sudah tidak boleh. I have to do something to make myself stay awake. That's when we start to do a bit of freshen up using cold water, cold shower. Tidak boleh pun minimal kasihlah cold beverage to make sure your hand feel cold and you stay away from the coldness. But if you start to drink something warm, you might feel like you want to stay asleep sudah lah. So actually, do lah something that we call it as ice cube activities. Wrap it on your hand. But of course, not directly on your hand. You can wrap it out with a handkerchief or tissue, something like that.
Okay, thank you. Sige, social support is important part of mental health. So, how can talking to a friend really help when we feeling anxious or down? Like, can just having a conversation make a difference?
Having a conversation with friends, family, anyone around us really make an impactful impact. Why? See, for example, let me get a little bit of metaphor using the balloon behind there. Imagine the balloon. Before it fills up with oxygen, each of the air pumping into the balloon is actually your stress. When you feel stressed, the balloon gets bigger. The more big it gets, the more time where you feel you are very stressed. And when you are very stressed, what do? If you choose to close up all your stress, if you choose to keep your mouth shut, imagine your balloon full of oxygen, full of the air, it's tied up tightly. When you tie up tightly, where your stress are going? It's going nowhere. Not only that, some of us, we use defense mechanism, not only projection, but there is another word, we call it as suppression. What is suppression? Imagine, when you start to push your balloon, you try not to let the balloon sit by anyone else. You try to squeeze it. Janganlah jadi besar sudah. Tak mau jumpa balloon ni. Tekanlah sampai dia burst. Bang. That's when, alright, we feel that the stress is uncontrollable. Alright, so getting back to the question, how do we reach out to our friends? Why is it so important? Because when your balloon is getting bigger and bigger, you have to buka lah the balloon punya mulut tu, kasih all the oxygen, all the air that you pump in to go all the way out, so that your balloon, your stress, would not keep it into your own self, would not keep it to your body anymore. Alright? Instead of tying up tightly. And of course, I do know mental health is still a taboo in our country. So it's definitely hard to actually reach out to someone to talk about it. Alright? So if you think your family couldn't understand you, your friends, they might not be fully understand you, that's when you reach out to someone. Okay, salah. Our country, we actually offer a lot of tele-counseling. We do have our counselors here as well. We do have psychologists. Definitely someone out there who are able to understand you and listen to you without judgment. Right? Never give up to find that someone. Okay?
Okay. Sometimes when we are feeling depressed, it can feel like we want to isolate ourselves. Why is it important to spend time with family or friends when you are feeling down?
Sometimes when we are wanting to isolate ourselves, okay, actually some people, they do enjoy me time. Some people, they do enjoy me space. Like sometimes when I need to recharge, I do enjoy my me time and me space. But sometimes when I feel like my body is going out of control, when I feel like I just want to leave the whole world outside and never go on and interact with them anymore, that's when friends, spending time with friends, spending time with family works at all. Even though when you feel like your family might not understand, your family or your friends might not fully understand and try to give you a lot of suggestions, you still try to spend time with them because that acts as a distraction as well. When you try to do some activities tak kisahlah, makan-makan, you go walk on the beach, you go walk in a shopping mall, that brings you out to refresh your own oxygen in your body. That clears your mind, even that's only 1% or 2%. That 1% and 2% are very important. And spending time with family and friends contributed to even 1 to 10%. Right? And that's why it is very important for quality time with our family and friends. And of course, this is something I would like to remind everyone else. Whenever your friends, your family, even your children, they need you to listen to them, this is where you have to keep your phone away. Janganlah when I talk to you, you buka lah your phone, yeah. Yeah, right? And sometimes we are so busy. You talk, I do my stuff. Apa? Oh, okay. That's something to avoid lah. Alright? When someone would like you to listen, don't do anything. Just sit there, make your eye contact, and listen to them without judgmental. Right? That's all it is.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So it's clear that okay. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Nina, kamu kena guna wayar sudah ni. Aduh. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Yes, okay. Okay, thank you, CK. So it's clear that support from others can really make a difference. So in your opinion, which support, like who we need to reach first to make it easier to manage our mental health?
Okay, so who we need to reach out first when we need to deal with our mental health challenges? The first person I would like to point out is you yourself. Reach out to you yourself first. Why? It's because when we experience mental health challenges, what do we do ourselves? You can't even deal with these emotions yourself. What a stupid. This is what we do it to ourselves. We be very harsh with ourselves. We try to isolate our own self. We never even try to reach out to ourselves first. That's why the first person that we need to go to is actually to reach out to ourselves first. And that's when the next step, we go with close friends. The people who you think can accept you as who you are. But of course, why? It's because if you go to someone, straight away go to someone who you think memang kena judge lah, memang kena blame macam tu, I wouldn't advise you go for it lah. Right? The next step, choose someone who can accept for who you are because you are worth it. The next step, if your close friends aren't available, all right, reach out to your not so close friends, not so close friends, and even your family. I understand some of us, we are reluctant to talk to our family. Because why? We are afraid they are worried. Why? It's because we perceive that they might not be able to understand. We perceive that they might blame us even more, but somehow, the more they have such perception, the more we have to reach them out. Because they need to understand what are you dealing with? What kind of challenges are you dealing with? Reach out to yourself, reach out to your close friends, reach out to your family. Sampailah tidak cukup ke satu orang dalam hidup saya ni, then that's when you call me. 06-315-8853. Of course, not only me lah, right? There are people who are professionals. Like our counselors. Can we have our counselors hands up a little bit? Oh, counselors dekat belakang busy sudah. That's when you have your, nampak sudah tangan dia. Everyone look behind, that's the counselor. Right. We have both. We have counselor. Not only counselor, but we have our lecturers, our principals, our director. Tak kisahlah, nampak director I'm not good. Kasih tarik juga lah, kasih tahu dia. That's when tak kisahlah, even strangers pun. When you feel like you sort of like experiencing this panic attack, you can also reach out to strangers. You can even go to hospitals and you tell them what kind of things you are experiencing. You can also call this talian kasih 15333. This is the talian that I would highly recommend. They are multilingual lah, definitely. But also 15333 is very easy to remember, right? They provide tele-counseling. They do have professionals who reach out to you. Tak kisahlah, if you need someone to actually talk with, we have befrienders as well. Alright, but talian kasih lah is the one that I remember. Okay? Okay, and the next level, there's no more next level. Let me think about it. No more. A lot. You yourself, your close friends, your close family, anyone, your teachers, your lecturers, your colleagues, your classmates, alright, your school counselors, outside counselors, befrienders, talian kasih, Oriental Hospital. That's when you can see my face there. Right? Okay? Our Dr. Rizan. She's smiling in front of me now. You can reach out to her as well. She's very nice. Right? These are the people you can reach out. Our counselors behind that. Anyone lah. As long as they are human, not human pun boleh. You can reach out to your pets. Who has pets? Meow meow. Anyone has kittens? Anyone has meow meow? You also, And that's when you can reach out to your meow meow as well. Your little cat. Start to talk to your little cat. Sayang sikit. That's also one thing to reach out. Alright? Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you, Siki. So, as a student, we always face burnout, right? So, what tips can you give to make us keep motivated?
Way to keep motivating, is it? I would say, right, when you reach the level of burnout, because stress and also burnout are totally different level. Stress sometimes is manageable, even though when you feel stuck for a temporary period of time, alright, you are still able to somewhat come out from it. Alright? But burnout is totally a different level. Burnout is when too much of stress accumulated over a long period of time and never once that you take a break or do anything about it, that's when you experience burnout. So, I wouldn't say that when you are experiencing burnout, buatlah saja, motivate yourself lagi, pergi lagi. I wouldn't say something like that, but rather this is the time when you have to focus on rest. Why? What kind of rest? It's because when you burn out already, you actually don't have any energy at all. No matter how much of coffee you drink, how much of energy drink, you still feel exhausted. This is exhausted, as if you don't have energy for physical activities, no energy for mental health activities. That's when you have to do resting. Resting, divide into several activities of resting. The first one, social resting. When you feel drained from socializing, I believe some of the university students, they do join a lot of events. They do have to do a lot of assignment lagi, have to do a lot of discussions, okay? If you feel like too much of socializing events that burns you out, that's when you have to take a step back. You have to isolate yourself for a period of time. because you have to give yourself a me time and me space to recharge. That's when how you do social resting. Say for example, when you are tired out from physical activities, that's when we do sleeping. When your emotions drain out, when your feelings are getting angry easily, irritable easily, that's when you do crying. You went out when you are angry. Went out to what? That's when you start to do maybe punching the boxing bag, the punching bag. Some of us, we might do something like punching the pillow. Some of us, we might bury our face inside the pillow and start to something like that. Right? So different kind of feelings, we use different kind of ways to deal with that emotions. Okay? So this is something that you can do when you are burnt out. But if you are trying to ask yourself, yourself that during burnout time to keep motivating and go in front all the way up and running there, realistically, sorry, that's not the case, because you are going to tire out yourself even more. Alright? Let's not do that to our own body. We try to treasure it a little bit, we take a step back, we take a rest. Alright? It's not like you are taking 100 steps back. Okay, you just take one step back, you stay there. When you are ready to go, barulah you turn on your switch and move forward. That's when you recharge and you are keep motivated by that. Okay, that's what we call burnout.
Okay, thank you, Siki. So, what we need to do if someone didn't trust us when we say that we have mental health issues, like they make it as a job, what should we do?
When people make it as a joke, right, the more we feel like no people understand us. Other people might do that as well. Other people might laugh at us as well. Therefore, with this question, I would like to pinpoint on both ways. The first way is when you are the one that reach out to other people, but people make it as a joke. If you reach out to one or two people who make joke out of it, all right, that's when you straight away go to our counselor, straight away call for the tele-counselor. Why? It's because somehow there is a differences between people who still unable to fully understand what kind of mental health challenges you are facing compared to our mental health professionals. So in case, the more you reach out to other people, the more you feel like, am I a joke? Am I a joke? Each people who make joke out of you makes you feel like, am I really a joke? I would say, let's not go for it anymore. Let's straight away go for someone who confirm would provide us a safe space to listen. Because why? Sometimes when we reach out to one person, we feel like they laugh at us. Oh, straight away our mind, mental health illness equals to a joke. Mental health illness equals to weak. Alright? Rather than having that equation to appear in your mind, let's cross it out. Find someone who believes that mental health is not a joke and also is not a weakness. But instead, it's a way to protect us. So the next way that I would like to pinpoint is people, if you somehow make a joke unconsciously or so, if you try to make a joke on them as well, I believe what we say, karma is a beep. I'm not going to say the word, but what comes around goes around, right? So try to not make a joke to everyone who reach out to you, because Each single person over here are very important to make everyone around us feel comfortable to reach out. Let's do it together, not just one by yourself. All right? Right.
Okay. Sorry.
No worries.
In your experience, what your opinion about someone who always hurt themselves to release their stress or depression?
Hurt themselves as in what sense? Cutting arms, is it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, to cope with it, is it? Usually people who wants to sabotage themselves, who cut their own arms or try to hurt themselves or try to injure themselves, okay, they tend to distract themselves using such alternative. Because they actually hurt the most in their own heart. So in our own emotions, we can't see it. That's why we try to use something that can be seen to hurt ourselves so that we would feel like relief from doing cuttings and etc. But at this point of time, if okay, there are 4 kinds of steps where you can do for yourself. There is this abbreviation, we call it TIPP, TIPP. Bukan the do it tip, I'm not going to give that. Alright, but the TIPP stands for first, temperature. That's when you start to go up to your fridge and you use the ice cube and you genggam the ice cube in your hand to reduce the urge to harm yourself. That's the first one. We talk about cold. Alright, the next one, the I. I means intense exercising. Intense exercising meaning to say, sometimes we do have staircase in our house. Sometimes we do have some place where we can jogging what I mean, where we can take a walk, where we can do skipping rope. That's when you do intense of the exercising for like a minute. This is a way to distract yourself from the urge. That's what we call I. P. P and also another P has something to do with the activities that we did just now. The first P is actually pace breathing, which I call it as 4-7-8 deep breathing as well. The next P is what we call PMR, progressive muscle relaxation. So you can go from biologically heat your own body using ice cube. That's when you start to cool down. You can also go for cold shower. After biologically you did something for it, then you can proceed to do something with your relaxation techniques. Okay? One disclaimer. If all those things still unable to assist you, alright, don't be shy. Feel free to come forward to seek help to someone else out there, and even calling to the Talian clase or whosoever that is professional to assist you, right? Because everyone's life is worth it and also deserves the help they do.
Alright. So
What is that?
okay, thank you, CK. So last question from me. Someone who always have insecurities, what
Perhaps you can tell me the question.
what can we do to make ourselves more confident instead of being insecurities?
Okay, so Amisha's question is, what can we do to make ourselves more confident? How do we deal with our insecurities? Am I right, the question? All right. So when we talk about confidence, all right, first question, do you actually believe your own capability? How much of the percentage that you believe in your own ability? On a scale of 0 to 100, try to rate them first in your mind, right? If you rated 50% and below, say for example, 30%, does that consider ability for you? Yes? No? I like someone answer yes. But is there any cases where you don't think 30% is your own ability? You think 30% is nothing at all? Anyone? Do you? Do you acknowledge even that 30% is also your ability? And sometimes acknowledging our capabilities is actually different from confidence level. Why? Believing ability is something that you have to do with your mindset, but confidence is how you present yourself outward to everyone else who can see you. That's what we call confidence. That's when we have to know how to make eye contact, how to present ourselves, how to do makeup and all. But all in all, the base of confidence is actually to what extent you acknowledge your own effort. So one simple activity you can do is every single acknowledge one thing that you did good for yourself. One thing that you accomplish for yourself, even if it's just 1%. See, for example, today I am able to brush my teeth in the morning. Just an example, I do brush my teeth every day. Okay? Even brushing my teeth is very hard for certain people, you see. So, brushing teeth, I brush it today. That's also an effort. This is also one way to compliment yourself. Hey, you did a great job today. You brush your teeth today. The next day, try to find something else to praise yourself, to compliment yourself. Okay, this is some activity that you can do every day. Why? Usually when we start to blame ourselves, right? Imagine there is 30 days in 1 month. If every day we start to blame ourselves, telling ourselves you are stupid, you are loser, you are very weak, bodoh betul macam tu, every day for 30 times. Eventually, you would think that I'm really bodoh lah. But if we do it 30 days, praising ourselves once each day, it makes a significant difference. It makes you feel like I'm not useless after all. I feel like ada sikit lah. I'm actually quite capable. That sikit actually makes a difference. That's why we build our confidence level, we build our self-esteem bit by bit. Okay, no rush. 1% pun consider satu. Alright? Hope that answer your questions.
Yes. Thank you. Okay. So can we move to Q&A?
Ada Q&A lah. Okay. Banyak juga Q&A ya.
So our second session has ended today. We have gained a lot of knowledge and benefit from it. Now we love to hear your question. Please feel free to send them in, and CK will address as many as time allows.
As many, she said. As many. Yeah.
So, any question?
1, 2, 3, no question. Okay, everyone feel free to come up to, not come up lah, but do ask your questions lah. Free, Q&A question. Yum. No one. Oh, ada.
Sometimes we The question is, what are some practical ways to deal with anxiety in the moment when I feel overwhelmed? What are some practical ways to deal with anxiety in the moment when I feel overwhelmed?
What are the practical ways to deal with the anxiety at the point of time, is it?
Yes.
Alright. So, Nila, that's when why we started with a lot of activities that makes funny faces, also breathing, right? That's the way that we actually deal with our anxiety at the point of time. When you feel like you have this anxious feeling, when your heart is pumping, that's when you start off with the PMR. When you feel like your breathing is going a little bit of offbeat, that's when you do the deep breathing. Not gonna lie, if you started off with once or twice, you might feel like it's not that much of helpful. But the more you do it, the more you practice it until one day you make it feel like it's autopilot. Those relaxation techniques actually help with dealing with anxiety. That's why those three ways are very, very important. And something that I can add on is how to identify whether your breathing went off beat. Okay, now can we do a little bit of activity? I'm trying to avoid everyone to ask more questions. That activity, we go with 1 minute. All right, so now everyone, I'm going to calculate 1 minute with my phone. Within this 1 minute, all right, everyone calculate your own breathing cycle within 1 minute. Inhale plus exhale, consider once. All right, can we do it? Can we do it? Okay, good. All right, 1, 2, 3, start. All right, stop. So, whose breathing rate, all right, whose breathing is less than 10? Raise up your hand, please. Anyone's breathing less than 10 times? Really, no one less than 10 times, No one at all. Wow. Because I want to say, if any of yours less than 10 times, meaning you feel sleepy, or you are controlling your own breathing. Whose breathing rate between 10 to 14 times? Raise up your hand. 1. Wait, serious? No one between 10 to 14? Oh, okay, there are several students, yeah? 10 to 14, meaning that you are actually comfortable. Not too much of stress that is not controllable. Whose breathing rate goes up to 14 times? Dia ada orang punya tangan ni. Everyone didn't breathe? Tidak kan? So when it goes up to 14 times, meaning you're actually experiencing some kind of stress that is uncontrollable, anxiety, or even panic. Okay, that's how you identify whether you are experiencing anxious, nervousness, or some kind of stress that is out of hand. Right? That's a new identification that you can do for yourself. Right? So, any other questions from the floor? No. Okay. Okay. Oh, ada. Lari.
Okay, hi. My name is Aisha. So I just wanted to ask, do you think we really could recover from this mental health? Because I think we just distracted because last year, I don't really have mental health problem, but I think I'm dealing with some. So I find myself right now crying in the pub, staring at and I have new friends, I hang out with friends, hang out with parents, family, I have a good surrounding with me. And then I help myself this year in that fighting through the situation saving. So do you think are we just distracted or we can heal from it? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your courage to share this story. Can I have everyone else to make a clap for her? It's never easy to share out in public, everyone. But thanks that everyone could hold the safe space for everyone who can try to voice out for themselves. Going back to the question, all right. Sometimes mental health illnesses, it depends on the severity, depends on the type, and depends on how much the impact brought by the mental health illnesses, right? If we talk about depression, anxiety, I wouldn't say 100% that it could heal from it. Why? Because there's no 100% in the world. Okay, not gonna lie, even when we talk about condom, we talk about alcohol outside, we talk about caffeine, there's no 100% of such things. It's only 99.9% or 98%, something like that. But one thing definitely, that 98% and even 97% is very significant if you do something for yourself. Say for example, she did a lot, hang out with friends, crying, hang out again, cry again, and start to use some ways to actually distract herself. That's a way of trying to help herself. So in this case, right, what we need to do is, if you are able to reach out to anyone else around you, that actually contributes to 30% of you from healing. From 0% to 30%. The more you try to acknowledge all the feelings that you experience, this pushes you from 30% up to 50%. When you openly talk it in public, there goes another 5%. And even if you've done a lot of things for yourself, okay, still unable to come out of it, it's okay. There's a will, there's always a way. Reach out to whoever that you think might help you, because when you reach out, that actually makes your healing journey increase up to 98%. That's why, according to research, I'm talking about statistics a little bit, according to research, individuals who actually reach out compared to people who haven't and reluctant to reach out, they actually receive psychotherapy and they actually able to regain their own lifestyles that they wanted. They are able to heal from it after going through lifestyle support, medication, psychotherapy, hanging out with friends. And those several percent of people who haven't reached out, that's why the percentage is higher, right? So there's a difference. If you want to heal, you are able to. All right? There's always a way for everything. Even if at that point of time you don't see any way out at all, it's okay. Who knows, maybe there is this light shining at a little bit of the corner in front of you. It's just that we haven't get to notice it. Right? Okay, and that's the response to your question. Anyone else? Okay, another hand. Ariela. Oh.
Hello, Miss. So I am a friend from Israel. So we do this kind of study.
In Malay.
Ya, boleh kecil up ke? Kecil.
So saya ada plan satu sekret. Kemudian hari itu orang bergaduh. So sampai sekarang kemudian itu masih tak. Saya tak ngerti macam mana saya nak handle orang. So saya nak soalan macam mana saya nak boleh tak luahkan hati orang dengan macam mana dia see dan jawapan yang saya balas. Ada dulu yang saya
Alright, terima kasih ya adik. Wah, adik ke abang ah, jodoh lah. Tapi okay, untuk soalan tadi tu, okay, macam mana lah kita provide support untuk pihak yang reach out to us. Okay, yang paling pertama, kadang-kadang kan kita lupa sama ada macam mana nak support orang tu atau kasih advice dengan diorang. Selalu saja kita nak kasih advice. Kamu ada masalah mental health ah? Oh, janganlah, be happy saja. Jom kita pergi mama lepak. Kamu sudah try kah cara ni? Macam orang tu belum try at all lah cara-cara dia. So, at this point of time, okay, you can ask this first question. Hi, are you or would you like me to listen to you now, or would you like me to provide an advice? Kamu nak saya dengar kamu punya story sekarang ke, atau kamu nak advice dari saya? Yang mana? A dan B. That's a very significant. Person cakap, I nak listener saja. Baiklah, kamu tutup mulut kamu. Sebab kenapa? Jika kamu buka mulut sudah, kamu nak kasih advice pula tu. Itulah. Jika kamu nak jadi listener, kamu duduk tepi sajalah. Nak kisah dekat mana ke, dekat corner ke, kamu duduk saja, kamu dengarlah apa yang dia nak cakap. Okay, jika dia nak respon dari kamu, apa yang kamu boleh respon kan? Okay, yang pertama, jika dia cakap, memang hari ini saya stres, kau tahu tak? Saya kena buat assignment tu, ada free rider lagi. Macam mana lah saya nak deal lah. Gerikan betul lah. That's when you try to reflect. Okay, you paraphrase lah apa yang kawan kamu cakap tu. Memang jika saya pun akan sangat marah lah. Astaga, memang kamu ni sangat susah lah. Kan? That's when you prompt the person. Cakap lagi banyak lah. If you don't know how to respond, yalah tu, jika saya pun macam tu lah susah kan. Macam tu saja. Nothing difficult or nothing tough. You reflect how they feel. Macam sedih jugalah kan. Memanglah jika saya macam tu pun saya pun tidak tahu macam mana nak hadapi masalah ni. Right? Okay. So this is the way where you try to support. And if that support is out of control, say for example, memang kawan kamu pihak yang perlukan support, dia sampailah dia cakap dengan kamu, saya tidak mau hidup sudah. Hidup saya tu hopeless betul. I can't see any light in my life. That's when you might feel like, gg.com macam mana saya nak tolong ni, takut betul nanti dia bagaimana. You jadi risau kan. That's when you tell the person, at this point of time, it's really hard for you to deal with things. I really wanted to help you because you are really important. I think I know there is this support group, there is this counselors, there is this centers, or there is someone else, our lecturers, who are very advocate to mental health. Maybe we can talk with her about it. What do you think? Or maybe you can ask this one simple question. How can I help you? I really want to help you. May I know how I can help you? Macam mana saya boleh bantu? Saya nak bantu juga tu. Tapi yang ni, I macam tidak dapat sudah nak tolong. Tapi I pun risau dengan kamu jugalah. Jomlah kita pergi counseling. Instead of asking questions, sometimes kan kita boleh jom mama, jom makan, jom nasi lemak. You can do that as well. Jom counseling. Jom pergi tandas, jom counseling. You can do that as well. Gunalah 3 alfabet ni, jom. Right? Okay. Ada apa soalan lagi? Ya, please. Hi.
Alright, my question would be presenting the teachers and lecturers in schools. Where the students reach us for some help for advice, and we try our best to complete them. But we try to reach the parents, mentioning that one or kid, we think that your child is having some issues with the mental health. So we would advise them to take the time with professional help. But what frequently we reach like as teachers and we denial parents that my child is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. So do you have any tips for us to handle this situation?
Okay, thank you for the question. It's a very important question juga. Memang kadang-kadang nak menghadapi parents kan? Memang kadang-kadang nak menghadapi parents kan kita sakit kepala juga lah tu. Why? It's because the taboo is still out there, the stigma is still out there. They are very hesitant because mental health to them is a sign of weakness. Therefore, coming to teachers and also lecturers, challenges, no matter how much they try to reach out to the parents, try to convey the message across them, right? There are still some obstacles about that, right? And that's when, first thing, something you can do for your students. Do UiTM has any counselor services in the campus? I believe it does, right? Back when I was having my clinical placement in hospital UiTM juga dekat Puncak Alam, they do have their counseling service for the students as well. That's provided by UiTM. Every single university, they do have school counselors. If parents, teachers, if you try to reach them out, right, they are hesitant, they didn't really collaborate with you to actually deal with this problem, it's okay. You try to focus on what you can do for the students. For instance, make sure to follow up them on their counselor's appointment, right? Provide any kind of support group where they can actually support each other, and there is a facilitator over there. And something counselors can try to facilitate the session as well. Alright, and for the parents, I would say never give up to reach them out. But how? Okay, because sometimes it's very hard. The more you call them, the more I want to pick up your phone. Right? So this is when you have to take down their names. When you have talk like this, invite them. Most of the parents, they might not want to go with one-to-one consultations. They might not want to bring their students, their own children, to one-to-one punya session. Because they are afraid of the stereotype, of the discrimination their child and themselves might get. That's a valid concern, right? Because up until now, our country is still moving towards the awareness for mental health. Therefore, you can actually go on to do not only mental health talk, but do something like effective communication between parents and children. Parenting style, for the parents to deal with it. How to deal with children's mental health. Some topic, some talk about this, and you invite a bunch of parents to come. And of course some sponsorship is needed so that you can offer them makan-makan kan, semua orang dengar makan-makan saya datang. Itu juga lah kan. So that's also a way, right? If they are afraid to do one-to-one, do it like group. If you can invite them to come to talk to our counselors, your UITM counselors, okay, you can do that as well. Never give up to do it on and on, but mental health talks really help. Right? That's all. Is it okay? Is it okay? Oh yeah? Right.
Thank you for the engaging question and a great answer from CK. I will say a big thank you again to Dr. Norizan Osman and Ms. CK for their time, wisdom, and expertise today.
Shall we change our place for a little bit? There you go.
I hope that all of you found this session valuable and that you leave here feeling more informed and empowered to take care of your mental health. As we wrap up, I want to thank you all for being part of this important conversation. Mental health is not a journey we take alone. It's something we navigate together through understanding, support, and action. Stay well, stay connected, and take care of your mental health. Have a great rest of your day until we meet again, and assalamualaikum. Over to you.
Your high heels are very high. Are you okay with your legs? Keep black. What should I do now? Okay, How small are you?
Now, we will
How many inches?
assistant project leader to come on stage and greet our speaker.
You have been sitting here with us. You have been sitting here with us.
Yeah. Okay, I'm fine. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as in front of me and go to this story, let's take a big round of for the attendance and feedback.